Hey now, I'm Allan Taylor, just a stone's throw from Deckers Creek in downtown Morgantown, and feeling blessed to spend a few minutes with you today. Now, when we talk football every Thursday, we always call in our expert witness, former West Virginia offensive lineman Jeff Braun, buzzing in on the Gold and Blue lunch line. And Jeff, after the overtime loss to Oklahoma State, West Virginia sits 0-2 in Big 12 play. What needs to happen to make the second half of the season a success?
I think the old guys need to handle the locker room. The seniors, the juniors need to be able to grab the guys around their shoulder pads and keep them going in the right direction. You know, they've played a lot of football there. They understand that it's a long season. You know, for the most part, 1 or 2 games is going to make or break you. You can still have a good, solid football team. You know, we can go out and be 10-2 and have a good year if that happens. So if they sit there and sulk now, you know, woe is me, then they're not in the right mindset.
Now let's pick your mind about a few plays from the Oklahoma State loss, starting with this sack of Skylar Howard.
All right, so right here we spread them out. We have one back in the backfield. This is a cut protection. This throw needs to get off now. We need to diagnose the defense and throw it. And it looks like Skylar right here wants to throw it. Oklahoma State has very, very good coverage on this, and they get the sack. You know, he needs to probably check it down to the running back on the side if he sees that tight of coverage. But, you know, right here, dumb mistake by the right guard, trying to wrap his hand around the defensive lineman and draws a penalty. You know, as an offensive line, we need to do a way better job of protecting this. It is a quick protection. This ball does need to get off, but we can't just whip on guys. You know, the left tackle doesn't do anything to stop this guy's rush. You know, he doesn't do a good job executing his cut blocking technique, and that doesn't give the quarterback time. I mean, look, if we get this left defensive end on the ground, the guy at the top of the screen, he's able to see that it's tight coverage, pull that ball down, and just get it out to the running back and get a positive play.
On the next clip, Skylar Howard exploits the soft box on 3rd and long with the quarterback draw.
So this right here, we're going to run quarterback draw. We're going to double team the nose tackle who's standing up over the center and pull the right guard around. It's a great job of everyone getting on a guy, washing them out, and getting upfield. We convert the 3rd down. What I really like is Mateo right there doesn't lean and lunge on the guy. He just gets enough and stays on his feet and run. I love the tight end. The tight ends get nasty, getting inside leverage on the defensive end, walling them out. You know, we just create a wall here, and it's a good play. It's a good way we block this. This is good when the box isn't loaded. You got guys thinking it's a pass because it's 3rd and long. You throw this wrinkle in, and you get yourself some positive yards. You know, the biggest key, I think, a great block is by Mateo. He has a double team on the nose guard up to the backside backer. And he does a good job of not speeding out of there. He settles in. He lets the play, you know, draw itself out, and then he gets up on the backer and maintains the block.
Jumping ahead to overtime, West Virginia needing a touchdown to tie when a 3rd and 4 run goes completely awry. Russell Shell dropped for a 7-yard loss.
9 guys in the box. We're in a tray formation. A power run all the way right here. Right here we're going to run outside on the right. The right tackle gets speed on this play. Doesn't move his feet. This is bad position right here. The running back has nowhere to go, and he gets tackled for a loss. It starts with his footwork. The right tackle is hesitant. He stutter steps to the right a little bit and then opens up too soon. I would much rather see him put his first two steps in the ground and get into an attacking mode. He looks a little too passive. He wants to catch the guy. And I think what made him hesitant a little bit was the guy in a 2-point stance. He wanted him to juke him out or anything like that, so he's concerned with how he was going to attack him, and that messed his feet up. You know, I think on this situation, I know Marquise would go back and say, I need to not worry about what he's going to do. I need to worry about what I'm going to do. I got to get my footwork in the ground and attack him.
Now, West Virginia was only under pressure because Oklahoma State had converted a 4th down run on the opening series of OT. Gutsy call by Mike Gundy, and it pays off. J.W. Walsh scoring what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown.
I think this play by nature is supposed to go around off the left tackle's butt, but the play kind of gets blown up by Christian Brown, one, and then Barber does a good job of penetrating, but the pulling guard does a heck of a job cleaning up. Barber does a heck of a job playing this play. He hits the gap, and he does it, but the right job does a better job of checking it and washing them out. The quarterback hesitates a little bit and lets the play develop, and the hole is actually closer to the center than it was to the tackle, and they make a good play.
Now, an overlooked aspect of this play by both fans and officials was Christian Braun being held. Okay, so holding occurs on every play, but Jeff, did this one warrant a flag?
I think the defensive end did a good job getting across face. Blatant hold, but he got kind of masked by the guy that was getting blocked behind him, and he didn't get the call. But you know, I always tell people about penalties. Everyone else has to play, and I don't think we did a good job on this play in particular of just being stout up front, making sure we don't give up the push. You know, I think they won on the line of scrimmage here.
West Virginia now heads to Waco, of course, where Baylor is averaging 725 yards per game. But the Bears defense has some NFL talent too, including Penn State transfer Sean Oakman, a defensive end of epic proportion. He looks like a #1 pick, but doesn't necessarily always play like one.
Yeah, I think the one thing that West Virginia has an upper hand on in this situation is they played them last year and we won. I was at the game last year. We did a heck of a job handling this guy. He's a physical specimen now. You know, he's 6'9", he's 260, 270, he's ripped, he's fast, he's strong. You know, he's one of those guys that you put on a poster. But we need to know that going in and just be like, look, he's human too. He can be taken down. And I think the biggest thing that he has an advantage over most offensive linemen that he's going to face is his arm length. You know, you always hear the combine stuff, and you always hear him talking about, you know, ridiculous arm lengths, this, that, and the other. Well, this guy's one of those guys. And, you know, where it's going to, you know, hurt us is when, especially in pass protection, is just getting our hands on him. You know, I've had guys, you know, he's a similar guy where I'm in pass pro, I'm really trying to reach my hands out and grab his inside shoulder pads. If he would to lock his hands out onto me, I can't touch him. You know, I couldn't be able to grab inside of his shoulder pads, and that's the biggest advantage. Same thing on run play. You come off the ball, you try to get your hands inside. If you let him get his hands inside of you first, or you let him get his hands on you before you drill him and grab him, you know, he'll extend you out, and you won't be able to touch him.
Big task for the Mountaineers this weekend. They're 21-point underdogs against Baylor, with many of the same players who were there 2 years ago for that 73-42 embarrassment. What's the message, Jeff, from Dana Holgorsen this weekend?
And you're going into a crowd, an environment, new stadium. You know, they have these nice uniforms. They have these physical players. They got a 400-pound fullback tight end. They got a 6'9" freak at defensive end. They're putting up 60 to 100 points a game. You know, who cares? You know, and the one thing I love about Mountaineer football, you know, the reason why I went there and played, is we do not care who's across from us, but every play we're going to hit them in the mouth. And that's what they need to do this week going into this game, and really the rest of the season. Have that kind of mentality, that workhorse mentality, and go out and attack guys, and they'll be all right.
Thank you, Mr. Braun. Enjoy the noon Eastern kickoff, and you're all invited to join our game day broadcast at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Hoppy, Rashid, and Brad will man the studio, while myself and Greg Hunter will be on site at McLean Stadium. Until then, stay logged on to WVMetroNews.com for all angles on the Mountaineers. Take care, everybody.